feel
This means
difficulty in understanding. Okay, so you might feel difficulty in understanding the course. Okay, so that should not happen. So I just want you guys make you feel comfortable by taking you step by step. Okay, what is that step by step? First, I will cover the manual part. Then I will go with the automation part. Okay, so while covering the manual part, I will just explain you what is the prerequisite is required to jump towards the automation. And then after covering automation, we are jumping towards a framework implementation. Okay, so this is how the step by step process we are following in the course. Okay, so as I told you guys, duration will be 45 days, and in this 45 days, first we are starting with the manual approach. Before starting with a manual approach, okay, so for this manual approach, we are using a Postman as a tool. For this, we are using Postman as a tool. Okay, for this, we are using a automation. For we are using a REST assured library. Okay, REST assured library. We are using a REST assured library. Okay, it's a Java library, so we'll be performing a automation using a Java language. Okay, so before covering this Postman, some basic informations are there. So those things we need to cover. Okay, what is that basic information? So we should understand how what are the basic details of our APIs. Okay, I mean to say, what is web URL, what is web URL, and what is domain name, what is domain name, what is port number. Because whenever we are receiving an APIs, we should be able to understand what are the parameter it contains in it. Okay, so what are the details it has, means so how can we perform the task, or can we create a multiple scenarios by using those APIs. We should have that clarity. So before performing that, we should have a clarity that whenever we are receiving an APIs, okay, what are the parameters it contains. Okay, so like what is web URL, what is domain name, what is port number, what is endpoint, and what is path parameter, what is query parameter. Okay, what is query parameter, what is path parameter. Okay, so this is the basic information in an URL. Okay, so what are the mandatory parameters, what is an optional parameter, what is a web URL, what's the base URL, what is the domain name, what's port number, what is endpoint, path parameter, what is query parameter, what is protocol. Okay, so this is a very basic information. Obviously this is very basic information, but we are going through this first. Okay, so anybody have an idea what is domain name, what is domain name, what is protocol, what is endpoint, what is path parameter, what is query parameter. So whenever we are looking into an API, we should able to understand in this what are the parameter it contains, whether it has a path parameter, whether it has a query parameter, whether it has an port number, or it is having a path parameter, means how do I handle in the tool. If it is handling then a query parameter, how do I handle, and what query information it has having. Okay, all those information we should able to understand. Okay, then next thing is we have to learn JSON language. Okay, in this JSON language, okay, JSON object creation, JSON object creation. Okay, and JSON array, JSON array, and complex data complex data creation, and nested data creation, nested data creation. Okay, and how to access the data. Okay, so how to create a JSON object, how to create a JSON array, how to create a complex data, how to create a nested data, and how to access the data of a JSON. Okay, so all these things completely JSON language will be learning. Once after learning the basic details, okay, so then we are, you know, we are learning about the Postman tool. Okay, so before that, some other informations like HTTP methods and status codes, HTTP methods, and different status codes of execution, and different status codes. Okay, so these things will be learning HTTP methods and different status codes. Okay, so after learning the web URL details, after learning the JSON, language details, and after learning HTTP methods information and status code information, we are jumping towards understanding the Postman tool. Okay, we're jumping towards understanding the Postman tool. So if you can see, you already might have seen the Postman tool. Okay, so we are understanding how Postman tool works. Okay, for example, this is in a Postman tool. So first we will install and we will set up a tool in our local system. So after that, so okay, after that, so we'll be having a different functionality here. Okay, we'll be having in a different functionality. Like we have a collection, we have an environment, we have a mock server, we have a workspace, we have a home API network, so on. We have our environments. Okay, so on we have. So how to work with all these different functionalities? How to work this all these different functionalities? We need to, we need to get a hands-on experience. We need to learn. Okay, so here, what is this collection is doing? What is this environment is doing? Why this environment is required? What is this mock server is required? Why is this workspace? Why it is required? Okay, so as you guys know, environments. Okay, so most of you are already working. You know the importance of environment. Okay, whenever we have an application which will be deployed in different environments. Okay, it will be first in the developer environments, then it will move to the testing environment, then from testing to the like staging environment, right? So before launching the particular application, it will be it will be traveling in different environment, like okay, pre-prod, testing, developer. So okay, it will be traveling in different environment. In the similar way, our service also be tested in different environments. Maybe first it will be get tested in the developer environment, then next it will be tested in the testing environment, then it will be in the pre-prod environment, then finally it will be in the production. Okay, so this we have to create a different environment here in order to test against the different environment. So collection is having its own advantage. Anyhow, will in depth we will be learning each and every feature which is available in the Postman. So basically, guys, here what I'm trying to say is, for the manual approach of API testing, I'm using a Postman as a tool. Okay, I'm using a Postman as a tool. So like we are using a Postman tool in order to execute a REST APIs. Okay, so in that Before anyhow, we know that we have learned all these basics, right? So we will be knowing all the different parameter information. We will be knowing a JSON object creation and JSON data handling, and HTTP methods and status code information is very important, because whenever you start working in the APIs here, okay, so you will be getting a response, and you have to select the proper methods here, which action you are going to perform. Okay, are you retrieving, are you creating, are you updating, are you deleting? So this is, we call it as an HTTP methods. Okay, this is a different HTTP methods that we have, so which is indicating a different action that we are performing in the server. Okay, and once after executing these methods, we'll be getting the back response. So first thing, whenever we getting back the response here, we should see the status code, which indicates the behavior of the response. Okay, whether the response is successful response, or it's an error response, or it's an server issue. So whatever it may be, the based upon the status codes will be deciding along with the response body information. Okay, so we should have a clarity about that as well. then then we are exploring the tool here, Postman tool. Once we are exploring the Postman tool, we'll be start executing the multiple scenarios here. Okay, like a data driven testing and different types of authentication, execution, different types of authentication we have. Uh, and like working with a different ways of creation, like if you take in a body, we have a multiple ways to create a data. Okay, multiple ways of executing the post request, performing running the regression suit, running the smoke suit, and you know maintaining the different collections here, and handling the different environments, handling the global variables, handling local variables, and dynamically creating the data and handling. So all these things, and validating headers, validating response, so on writing the scripts in order to write the high level of validation, making use of a prerequisite scripts and test scripts in order to write the scripts to perform the high level of validation. Okay, so different scenarios, what are all required in order to work with the organization level projects, so we'll be performing here. And importance of the mock server, why we have a mock server. Okay, so all these things basically covered. Okay, once you're comfortable with this, once you are thorough with all these concepts, then we are jumping towards our automation. Here we are using Eclipse IDE, Java as a prerequisite language. Okay, so you all know that if we are working with automation means we should have at least one programming knowledge. Okay, whether it is a Java, Python, or whatever it may be. Okay, so like here we are using a Rest Assured library. Since Rest Assured library supports a Java language, we should have a Java programming knowledge and prior. Okay, so what I'm saying is we will be spending some time in order to cover the basic details and the Postman tool, and also execution of the REST API in the Postman tool. So in that time, I will just give you refer you some videos of a Java. You have to cover those videos. Okay, you have to cover those videos before finishing of the Postman completely. Okay, so before finishing of the postman, so you have to spend the time in covering a Java concept. Okay, so after that you will be having a knowledge on the Java, then we'll be jumping towards the rest assured. Okay, so in the rest assured, basically we are following a rest assured official document in order to cover the all the scenarios which is provided in the official document. Okay, so in the rest assured, we are covering all the scenarios first. What are the scenarios we have here? Also similar way, so you will be comfortable of executing an APIs soon after covering this Postman. Okay, so if after covering this manual approach, you will be knowing almost 70% you will be knowing, like what are the API. API means how to handle, what are the different authentication types we have, and what are the different ways we can execute the post request, what are the different ways we can write the test scripts, what are the test cases we can write, how can we run the regression suit, how we will be having a regression suit, and different okay, like dynamically how to handle all those things. Just basically all the scenarios knowledge you will be getting in the manual approach itself. Okay, but one thing you need to learn here is how can we convert the same scenarios in automation approach is a task now. Okay, so anyhow you have done all kind of testing in the Postman, but some testing is still not possible in the Postman. But in the rest assure the same scenarios, how can we convert that in the automation approach? Means how can we write the snippets in the automation? That part you need to learn. Okay, so that here the same scenarios whatever we have written here, and we are following an official document of the rest assure in order to cover the all the scenarios they which they defined there in that official document. First we'll be covering all the scenarios in that, like how to perform a get request, how to execute put request, how to execute all the http methods and multiple ways of post handling, and how to handle the authentication, and how to handle the headers, how to handle the cookies, how to handle the parameters, path parameter, query parameter, and how to perform a regression suit testing. So different scenarios, and how to handle the data dynamically. Okay, we should not odd code the data, right? We have to handle dynamically. So how to handle all those things, and how to perform the validation on the responses. Okay, so all those things will be covered. Basically we are following the official document to cover all those scenarios. Okay, so once after covering all the scenarios which is available in the rest assured, then we are jumping towards framework implementation. Okay, so we are working with the project. Along with the project, we are integrating GitHub and CI bar CD tool Jenkins and reporting part. So I think most of you are already working. You know the importance of this flow. Project, GitHub, Jenkins, reporting. Okay, this is a very important. If you are working as an experienced candidate, or if you want to showcase yourself as an experienced candidate, this knowledge is very must. Means you should know how to handle the Git. You should know how to handle the Jenkins. You should know how to generate the report in the Jenkins, right? So yeah. Okay, so this part will be covered soon after covering all the topics here. Okay, this is a complete course information. Still, I mean, I'm just giving you the overview, guys. Okay, I'm not going much depth, what all the concepts is covered. Means I'm not writing here one by one concept. Okay, so it will take a lot of time, right? So I'm just giving you overview. I will inform the management, I will inform the Dukasoft team to send you the mail containing the all the course information and also course content details. Okay, they will just share you. Please go through that. If you have any doubts, do ask me in the tomorrow session. Okay, but this is how the flow we go. Okay, this is more than enough. If you're an experienced candidate also, this is more than enough. This is what everyone follows in the company as well. If you're an experienced candidate, if you're a fresher, over it maybe this much is more than enough you to start working with the API test. Any queries? Whatever we discussed till now.
Yeah, ma'am. Postman is you told Postman we will use for manual, so we cannot use Postman for automation.
Yes, sometime see nowadays like what's happening, guys, in the Postman also we have a script writing. Okay, So in this, nowadays we are using a JavaScript. You know the JavaScript, right? By using a JavaScript, we can say, like, we can achieve the automation using a JavaScript in the Postman tool. Okay, some people referring so. Okay, even though they refer so, using a JavaScript, even though we can write the maximum level of script, sometime, some scenarios will be comfortable to achieve in the programming language. I mean to say, like how we write the automation frameworks and all, right? So that is a more comfortable approach to achieve some scenarios. Okay, so but still people says that using a JavaScript we can achieve the automation approach of API testing using a Postman. But yes, it's there, but sometime, that is not much comfortable with the tool. All the scenarios, however, we are achieving in the automation is not possible to achieve in the like, Postman. Like we can achieve, but not all the maximum scenarios. I feel so.
Okay. And
Okay,
ma'am,
if
my
you want to
company,
achieve, huh?
they're asking to learn Ready API. So is it different from this tool, ma'am? If you can please.
Okay, okay, they're asking to learn Ready API. No, basically, like, all the tools are having the same features. All the tools are having the same feature. But why we are preferring Postman is, like, most of the companies follow the Postman only. Okay, so this tool is booming. If you can go and check any of the organization, most of the companies follow this tool only. So that's why we prefer to work with a Postman. But all the tool will be having a same functionality. Maybe the however we are following, maybe the functionality will be the same, but maybe the handling way is different. But every application will be having these functionalities. What are the functionalities we will be achieving here in the Postman? Every application will support, but maybe in different way they will be displaying.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? So, but guys, in this course, we are going with the Postman tool. Okay, we'll be not going with any other tool which is available in the market. So be clear with that, because if you are learning with any company specific requirement, okay, so just do check before enrolling. Here we just learning about the Postman tool only, because if you can see, most of the requirement is on the Postman, and most of the organization use the Postman. If you can see, in my company we are also using a Postman, and also the RestAssured library. Okay, but I can say, if you know one tool that is similar, all the tools are similar, but yeah, there's some different approach of handling. That's it. Any other question, guys?
And ma'am, today is the first class, ma'am. Is this the first session today?
Yes. Demo is the first. Just we started a workshop yesterday. That is also, we are not covered anything. In this also, I'm not covering anything. Okay, just I'm going through the course content and other information. Okay.
Oh,
Anything else, guys, before winding up the session? Tomorrow we'll connect and we'll discuss more on the topics. Anything else? Anything else, guys?